To start this story off right, first I need to talk about the man that was born a god, Zeus. His mother Rhea watched the sad ritual, the cycle of violence between father and son. After Cronus overthrew Uranus, he fell into the same entrapment of trying to avert the cycle. King Cronus let his thoughts drive him. He had his servants pry every child from Rhea's hands before consuming newborn after newborn. After the fifth child, Rhea promised herself that she would never let this happen again, and with the help from a primordial goddess, a newborn was saved. I can't let this happen again. I mourn thy offspring just as I did mine. I will stand with thee. See to it that boy ends the perpetuated history of child eating. We sprung from chaos, and naturally, chaos cannot and shall not ever be contained. What wilt thou do with my boy? Thou mustn't know when he returns to thee. He will be both a man and a warrior to free his kin. As for now, what dost thou wish to name him? Zeus, my shining light. If thou dare conceal a child from me again, it won't be the only thing that dies that day. Later, the Cloud Sanctuary, Celestial Realm. I need thee to raise this boy to be a warrior. He'll need to be able to combat Cronus for the siege. I shall see that that child is as strong and courageous as mine. Taken into a new kingdom, the young god, Zeus, was brought up alongside of Prince Sagittarius and Princess Pisces. They drank the milk of Copernicus and were trained to absorb the power around them. Zeus was trained personally by a nymph to control that power. By the time he turned 16, Zeus had unknowingly mastered the harp by working the fields, cutting herbs, and planting food. Zeus, Sagittarius, and Pisces set out on an excursion to learn what it's like to live among the mortals of the celestial realm. It was here Zeus met his first wife, Metis, the daughter of Oceanus, the runaway Titaness whom sought to live like a mortal. Metis hid amongst the mortals in space as an itinerant craftsman. Many sought her out to change the tide of battle in their favor. Her weapons were different from any others. They permitted the mightiest mortals to possess the powers of a Titan. Metis enchanted weapons with the power of her songs. When Zeus heard the melody, he found her down by the celestial sea. Her whistling tune left the god with a sense of euphoria. Drawing him into her, she immediately knew who he was, but he had no idea what she was. The two fell in love almost immediately. Gaia watched over them from afar, keeping them from danger. Metis was said to be a prudent, but even she didn't see what lay ahead for them. Zeus confided his thought to his pregnant wife. He thought himself a mortal, raised by a god, and he feared growing old and becoming ill. Zeus begged Metis to come home with him, but she opposed it. Zeus chose his wife over godhood and hid from his fate, but fate came in the way of Gaia. Zeus, my love, thou is not a mortal. Raised within the kingdom of gods, thou art one. Thou art the child of the Titan Cronus. Gaia hid thee away from Cronus. He began to consume his children to keep his siege. That harp ye'd been utilizing to work the fields, it is a weapon. It was crafted in the same vein as the sickle Cronus used to kill my father Oceanus and take the siege. It had been why I had fled, started a new life. It's why we art here. I sought a normal life outside of all the fighting and bickering for the siege. Then we met, and I knew. I always figured the day would come when thou outgrew the life of a normal man and sought retribution on Cronus. I never wanted the siege, and my future never showed that to be my truth.
I won't follow
It's a predetermined
destiny.
crafted by others if there is a chance that my wife would be left behind. Next morning, the couple followed Gaia to Earth to the harsh destinies that awaited them. Cronus Castle, Earthrealm. Matisse was a well-respected Titanist even to the likes of Cronus. This was Zeus's way to get into the castle. Cronus threw a party to welcome back his niece Matisse. The duo claimed Zeus was her protector, imbued with the power she gave up. But Rhea knew her son had returned to her. Later, interior Titan's workshop. The queen requests that thee come to her chamber. Interior queen's chamber. My son, the great light in the sky, Zeus.
The queen of the Titans is my mother?
My boy, I waited a lifetime for thee to return home to face your father. Wait, you know of the plan to move against Cronus? Yes, and we are not alone. There are some things that brings well away to even the Titans.
What can possibly stand up to a Titan?
Our mutate kin, Cronus locked away. The Hecaton Kares and the Cyclops.
Where art thee locked? I will break them out.
I must be truthful. If Cronus saw a man of thy position approaching the gate of mutates, no ruth will come to thee. Death will be ensured.
So what would thy have me do?
Leave the freedom of the Hecaton Kares and the Cyclops to Gaia. He trusts her. He doesn't know she saved thee, my prince. Reuniting with his mother, bringing his family together under one roof, Zeus was the happiest he'd ever felt, but his happiness was dashed by his mother's reaction to Matisse carrying his child.
Mother! Metis is my wife and we're already expecting another for the Empire. What's wrong, Mother? What has happened?
The prophecy, it will continue. This all has been for naught. There's a reason why thy father kept eating his offspring.
I know he had eaten them because the prophecy claimed he would be overthrown by his children. But I can be different. This can be different.
It has to be this way. It is the curse of the gods. It's poison. Do whatever it takes to save thy siblings, and then save thyself. I am Zeus, son of Rhea. With my brothers and sisters, I state claim to this kingdom.
Any whom choose to follow Cronus will fall. My brothers and sisters, follow me away from this false idol.
Rhea, run away. I won't be able to hold them for long. This prophecy comes to an end with the boy. Thou all are strong, but untrained. It'll be a matter of time before we clash. What's needed is an army. We need to go to the underworld. Later, exterior Tartarus Gate, underworld Hades. Gaia knew adding to their forces would guarantee triumph, so she released the two most capable foes of the Titans, the Hecatontars and the Cyclops. Of all of Rhea's children, Hades was the mightiest. He quickly learned to create demonics using his flesh and clay, increasing the number of soldiers for battle. As the army developed, Rhea centered on Matisse. Her stomach grew bigger with the baby due at any moment. Rhea feared for Zeus and knew that she had to make her move to stop the cycle. Rhea and Gaia planned to trap Matisse in a chamber of poison, but Matisse was wary of Rhea and fought for her life and her child's. Zeus arrived the moment Matisse was about to execute his mother. He intervenes and Rhea would use his confusion to her advantage. Zeus, my boy, Matisse is working with Cronus. She's keeping thee away from the siege. She doesn't want the power. She wants to return to the life thee had. Later, interior Zeus's room, hidden palace underworld. Rhea's words seemed to weigh heavily on the mind of Zeus. Matisse dreaded that Rhea's words would sway Zeus's, putting both her and her unborn baby's life in peril. Rhea sought to kill both me and thine child. I fought to protect us. Why would I betray thee, especially now when everything ye are born to do is in reach?
Thou art right. But I'd be the worst husband in the world if I didn't ask everything. Do thou want this?
I don't want this for me, but I do want this for thee. Matisse, calm thyself. I don't want thee to get hurt.
Metis, calm thyself. I don't want thee to get hurt. Listen to me. I just want to know if I'm making the right decision for my family. Metis, don't run, please.
There's a possibility she's just injured hiding somewhere. Gaia told me of an oracle in Delphi. If she's alive, the oracle would be able to find her. With a heavy heart, Zeus headed for Delphi, praying that the oracle had the answers on the survival of Matisse. Zeus, don't be afraid. I know why thou art here.
If thou know why I'm here, can thee give me an answer?
Yes, ye wife Matisse. She has passed, sadly. Her demise was based in deceit.
What does thou mean?
Her execution was planned by Rhea and Gaia. When thou ran after her, Gaia used a gust of wind to send her into thy mouth.
Art thee okay with being here?
No, but there's a reason I'm here. I'm serving my time.
Thou art a kid. What could thee have done to deserve being locked away?
I was born a sightseer, and I refused to tell the Titans their futures, so they punished me.
Well, I rule this land now, so by my decree, thou shalt live the rest of thy life in freedom.
Come with me. I could use someone like thee in the army. I'm really not the fighting type, but if thou need my help, I will come to thee every 4 days to give thou an insight on thy future. Thank thou. I don't think I ever got thy name. I am Pythia, the Oracle of Delphi. I'm looking forward to seeing thee in the future. Ah, and also trust Prometheus. He is a good one. Interior Hidden Palace.
Rhea! Gaia! Thy took part in taking my wife away from me. All Titans will fall by my blade.
My son, I did not take the life of thy beloved wife. My boy, my light. The seer told me what thou hast done. Here, I will see it that those whom oppose us will befall the same fate as thy mother.
Gaia, thy killed the only woman I'll ever love. For that, I vow thee my vengeance. All Titans will die as slow and painful as possible.
Exterior Cronus Castle, Earth Realm. This is the genesis of the Titanomachy, the first battle of the Olympians and Titans. In the beginning, the Titans defended against the ferocity of the united forces. But ultimately, the Olympians' manpower grew by the thousands with each battle, and with the gods forging an alliance with Styx and her children, they quickly began overtaking the Titans. I have formed an alliance with the gods from every realm in this universe to help stop a threat that would bring it all to its end. The Titans, they were a part of that alliance. Me nor do the others wish to interfere in the wars that took place in this realm. The events that happened here wasn't thine to control. What thee do in thou realm with the people of thou land is thy business. But the survival of the universe is ours. So I'm here to inform thee and extend the offer to the new gods. Help us save the universe. The young god felt unworthy to stand by us all. This place, it belongs to the alliance of gods. Thou hast accepted the offer. Are thee ready to enter thou new life as a god among gods? Actually, I'm uncertain. They all were. Just remember, thou art gods now. We will not wait for you to take thou seat among us. But I have seen this story and spoke it to thee all. Now he stands ready to take his spot amongst us as the new king of Chaos Realm. Welcome to the Singularity.